Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my TBR for the past and future readathon. Now I realised that in my announcement video I forgot to put the prompts down. So down below I will be writing down the prompts for this video for the books so that so just in case you guys didn't if I talk too fast or anything like that. I know some people like it to be written down, so I will write down the prompts down below. So sorry guys, please don't kill me. So you guys know how super excited I am about mine and Gemma's readathon. I know this video is coming up a bit late because obviously with Christmas and everything it's all going to be a bit hish pish, but I am going to link the January TBR down below once it's actually gone live, so I can link it, because I'm recording this videos in completely the wrong order this month, trying to get everything filmed before the kids break up. But I am so excited. I'm going to do most of my books for January are in this TBR, but like I said, the other ones you would have seen in my January TBR, which would have been up a few days ago. So let's get on with it. Let me tell you the prompts and what book I've chosen for what prompt. So prompt number 1, reread a favourite book. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. You guys know it's one of my favourite books of all time. Excuse me. And I thoroughly loved it. So this is maybe about the 3rd or 4th time I've read it. And I'm buddy reading it with the lovely Chloe. So you would have already seen that I was reading this anyway in my January TBR. But when Chloe said she wanted to read this, and she bought this for me as a gift when I was having a really hard time, and it'll be one of her first classics that she's read. I know Chloe's going to love it. It's an all-time favourite book. We're reading it towards the end of the month because Chloe's going away. I love this book. I love it, love it, love it. Chloe got me this gorgeous Wordsworth Classic edition, which is my favourite editions. I can't wait to read this. Oh, I don't need to tell you too much about Jane Eyre. You know it's one of my favourite books. It's one of my favourite classics. It's my second favourite Bronte book, I think. It's brilliant. So yeah, I'll be reading it for that. Prompt number 2. Read a book recommended by someone older than you. This is a book that so many booktubers have loved. So many people have raved about. And the lovely Nikki from Read is a little bit older than me. I didn't believe she was older than me. And this is Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell. Yes, it's another Maggie O'Farrell book, so you guys know the group read. But everyone has raved about this book. It's been all over BookTube. I have wanted it for so long. I nearly bought it hardback. So when my sister Charlie offered to buy it for me paperback, I was like, hell yeah. On the summer's day in 1596, a young girl of Stratford-upon-Avon takes to her bed with a sudden fever. Her twin brother Hamlet searches everywhere for help. Why is no one home? Their mother Agnes is a mile away and has a garden where she grows medicinal herbs, and their father is working in London. Neither parents know that Hamlet will not survive the week. And this is inspired by the son of Shakespeare. But Shakespeare's name's not actually mentioned in this, apparently. Everyone has loved this book. It has been the winner of the Women's Book Prize for Fiction in 2020. Everyone's raved about it. This is a perfect excuse. This would also match so many of the other prompts, actually, so I'll put that there, because it will match other prompts. Number 3, read a book by an author you've enjoyed but not read from in a while. So my sister Charlie, another one Charlie inspired book, although why I picked this one, it's friggin' mahoosive. It's 550 pages. All My Lies Are True by Dorothy Comson. This is, I believe, the sequel to The Ice Cream Girls, and I love The Ice Cream Girls. My sister bought this for me for my birthday, so it's another one that's been on my shelf for ages. Verity, I haven't read a Dorothy Comson book in ages. I've read her contemporaries and I've read her thrillers, but I've not read The Ice Cream Girls in absolutely forever. Verity has been lying to her family for months about her new man in her life. She knows all about her mother's scandalous past, which is obviously from The Ice Cream Girls. I've also got Tell Me Your Secret, so I want to read that before I can read that. When he threatens to tell the world everything, Verity is desperate enough to do anything to stop him. So when he's brutally attacked and left for dead, she becomes the prime suspect. Verity claims to be innocent, but why won't she tell the police everything? After all the lies she's told, who will believe her? Cannot wait. It's a thriller, so that matches one of my goals. I'm trying to read, keep reading my thrillers, but so excited by that. The next one, number 4. Read a book set before you were born. So again, Hamlet could count for that, Jane Eyre could count for that, some of my other books could count for that, but this, I decided to mix it up and go for a book for each prompt. And this is The Dublin Girls by Kathleen Mansell. I love reading about Ireland, and this is set in 1950s in Ireland, which is before I was born. I don't know why I picked this book. I think this one, to me, it's been on my shelves because I loved, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It looks like a sort of summary book. I want to read more books set in other time periods, not just post-world, like World War books, and I want to read more books set in different countries, even Ireland. So this was jumping at me. 19-year-old Nell Flynn is training to be a nurse and plans to marry her boyfriend, Liam Connor, when her mother dies, leaving her young sisters destitute. Save them from the workhouse, Nell returns to the family home, a mere 2 rooms at the top of a condemned tenement. Nell finds work at a biscuit factory, and at first they scrape through each week. But then 8-year-old Rosine is delicate from birth, is admitted to hospital with a rheumatic fever. And 15-year-old Kate, rebellious, headstrong, and resentful of Nell taking on what plate, runs away. So it's just, it looks really good. I really wanted to read this, and I thought it matches the prompts perfectly. So I thought I'd go with that. Number 5. Read a book you promised yourself you would read in the future. Another Chloe book. Chloe got me this when my cat died last year, so I thought it's quite... She's just amazing. I love Chloe. The Giver of Stars by J.J. Moyes. This was all over BookTube. This was one that was on my TBR guys pick for you guys to choose, and no one chose it, but I thought, do you know what? I want an excuse to read it. Alice Wright marries handsome American Bennett Van Cleve, hoping to escape her stifled life in England. Yet she doesn't much care for a domineering father-in-law or the judgmental town of Baileyville, Kentucky. Restless and misunderstood, she yearns for an escape and an adventure, finding the defiant and unlikely sisterhood who bring books to the isolated. Ooh! It's got books in it! Yay! But when her father-in-law and town suddenly turn against her, Alice fears she'll lose freedom, friendships, and the chance of unexpected love. Cannot flipping wait for this book. I am over the moon. I really can't wait to read this. So, yeah. This readathon's really, I can't describe to you. I don't know what order I'm going to read any of these books in. I am, let alone my books that are in the other books that I'm reading this month. I'm just overwhelmingly excited. Prompt number 6. Read a book that features a job you wanted to do when you were younger. Another book that I have had on my shelves for ages. The lovely Ange from Ange's Book Chatter is reading it with me, and one of her friends, and I cannot remember her name, is reading it, and it got me this last year. She says I was kind and thoughtful, and she was really, she just is lovely. It's Shaggy Bane. I got the hardback copy, which, oh, I know that Ange loved it. It was literally one of Ange's favourite books. It's only just over 400 pages, so although it looks massive, it's brilliant. Sorry. This was the 2020 Man Booker Prize winner, so I've got prize winners on this. You guys know about Shaggy Bane. Ange raves about it all the time. It's one of her favourite books ever. But apparently it is very hard-hitting, so I can't wait to read it with her. I need to get off my bum and sort out my dates for this. I don't know when we're going to read it. Agnes Bane is always expecting more. In the Glasgow in the early 1980s, she dreamed of greater things. A house with her own front door, a life bought and paid for by her paid for outright, like a perfect but false teeth. When her philandering husband ups and leaves, she and her three children find themselves trapped in the mining town, decimated by Thatcherism. As Agnes increasingly turns to alcohol for comfort, her children try their best to save her, yet one by one they abandon her in order to save the son. It is her son, Shaggy, who holds out hope the longest, but Shaggy has problems of his own. Despite all efforts to pass as a normal boy, everyone has started to realise that Shaggy is no right. Agnes wants to be there for her son, but her addiction is powerless. This apparently features journalism, which is my career that I wanted to do when I was growing up. This is hard-hitting, this is powerful, this looks, oh my god. I've got a thing about it, and it just looks gorgeous, and oh, I love hardbacks. I love hardbacks, but I don't own very many of them, but yeah. Excited but petrified by this, I think. Prompt number 7. Read a feel-good book to set you up for the year ahead. Now, I decided that I would read a contemporary by an author that I love, Heidi Swain, and this is the first book in this series, I think. Yes, the Nightingale Square series. I've got the second, and I've got Winter Garden, which I want to read in winter next year. So I want to read. Thought I'd start this series. Not one of my series girls, don't worry. And I love Heidi Swain's contemporaries. I love the idea of Nightingale Square, the series. It's Heidi Swain brings brilliant characters, and it's a proper feel-good contemporary, which I wanted to start with. Kate is on the run from her soon-to-be ex-husband, who still desperately wants her back, when she stumbles across a cosy nook in Norwich, Nightingale Square. What Kate doesn't plan is being pulled out of her perfect little hiding place and into a community that won't take no for an answer. Before long, after being roped in by a bossy neighbour, Lisa's latest crusade, Kate finds herself surrounded by friends. But when the developers make a move on the magnificent Victorian mansion on the other side of the square, the preservation of the community history is challenged. I love community, I love found friends, I love found family. This just looks everything that I need to start the year with. Then the last prompt. Number 8. Read a book with a protagonist older than you. Gemma gave me this. A lot of people have raved about it. This is Saving Missy. You guys know I love strong older protagonists. I've got this book, but I'm also reading, as you would have seen, hopefully if you watched my January TBR, I'm reading the Our Doris series. So Our Doris could count for this, but this is a brilliant one. I wanted this an excuse to read this. 79 is too late for a second chance, isn't it? Missy Carmichael is prickly, stubborn and terribly lonely until a chance encounter at the park with two very different women open the door to something new, something wonderful. Missy is used to her small solitary existence, listening to her footsteps echoing around the empty house and the tick-tock of a watching clock. After all, her life is made this way. Now another life is beckoning for Missy. Is she brave enough? Cannot flipping wait. Yes, I think 79 is a bit older than me. Sounds like good fun. This looks brilliant. Just can't wait. And then lastly, obviously, we've got the group book, which is The Vanishing Activism, which would again struck out for the older protagonist, because this is set in, and this was also set as a book set before I was born, because it's set in Edinburgh in the 1930s. I've spoken about this in the announcement video, which I definitely will be linking below. And yeah, this matches that prompt. I'm looking forward to the group book. We've already started setting up the Voxer group. So if you've not joined our Voxer group and want to, please let me know and DM me your Voxer name and I'll add you to the group. Can't wait to read this. This is my other Maggie O'Farrell book. It's about 2 timelines, strong women. Love it. Cannot wait to read this. So these are my books for the Past and Future Readathon. I'm recording this on the 14th of December. I know it's not going out for a little bit, but already you guys are making me so happy that you want to join me. I can't wait. Me and Gemma are so blessed to have all of you, and I can't thank you all for this. I can't wait to see your TBRs. If you do a TBR, tag me, put the hashtag down below. Let me know what you're reading for it. If you don't want to do a TBR video but you just want to message me, if you want to put any pictures on Instagram, hashtag it. Let us know. I can't wait to see how many of you are joining us and what you're going to read for this. I can't wait to see other people's TBRs. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.